I've been keeping a secret from you. There's a secret about books and me. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Caitlin, and today I'm going to talk to you about my favorite things this year. Yeah, it's almost 2026. Yikes. How is that possible? It's crazy. But at the end of the year, it's always fun to go back and look at the highlights and just remember what you really enjoyed at the end of the year. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna go through a list of some things. They're my favorites this year, and I'm gonna try to make it things that I actually, if they're like media, if they came out this year, or at least, new to me this year as well. So like Stardew Valley and Baldur's Gate 3 for the video games, it can't count because I've been playing those for years, or they didn't also come out this year. So yeah. But I know I like to talk about money on this channel, so we'll get started with the first thing, which is my favorite purchase. What could that be? So for about a budget of $3,000, Greg and I purchased a new bed and everything to go with it because it was a new size. So we realized our room, it can hold a king size bed. We got a king size mattress from Helix and a new frame. So the mattress itself was, I think, like around $1,200 to $2,000. And then the frame was like about $700 off of Amazon, which was half the price of what I was seeing on every single mattress website. So I had to get the one off of Amazon for that. Yeah, it was pricey, but we stuck to the budget, and then we got the bedding and all that stuff all new, was just really nice as well. It was the best purchase we have made in a long time. We are very much a sleep focused couple. We like to sleep, we like to go to bed, we like to be cozy. And yeah, this frame on the bed, it can adjust. It can adjust. It can move you up, it can move you down, it can move your feet up. Oh my gosh. It's so worth it. It is so worth it. And I'll always remember that when we did get this bigger bed, Pepper, our dog, she loved it also. And she finally started like sleeping in bed with us every night once she had enough space. So up until she got sick, she was like sleeping with us every night, and it was really, really sweet. So that is priceless. And I don't know, it was just the best purchase we made. We use it every night, obviously. It's so important to invest in your sleep, and I'm glad we finally did. So now we have a king size mattress, which is so big. It's like a freaking ocean. Just, it's so big. It's so big. So you don't necessarily need a king size, but it's nice. It's nice. And I'm glad we got like an upgraded mattress along with it. So it's very soft. Yeah, so that was my favorite purchase this year. I made a video about it if you want to go look back, but my favorite activity this year was learning how to do a headstand. A headstand. So I don't know. I think, part of it comes from loosely for the last few years, it was like, can I find an adult gymnastics place? Because, like, I wish I would have done that as a kid. I wish that was a sport I was thrust into as a kid, because unlike softball, I think my physique would have matched and made me like, I would have had the chance to be competitive in gymnastics, um, way more so than the sports I was thrust upon, which I still enjoyed. But like that moment where you're going from elementary to middle school and you're told, oh, you have to really want to do serious and you have to like actually make the team and stuff. I think I would have wanted to try that with gymnastics more than the softball and stuff because everybody's so tall. And I don't know. I think I would have enjoyed that more. So I think that would have instilled in me more athleticism as I got into my teen years, which I just stopped doing sports altogether, which is a little sad. It's a little sad. But, I wish I would have done gymnastics. And so it's like, okay, well, I can't be 12 again, obviously. Don't wish that upon anybody, Jesus Christ. But I can't be 12 again to go try out for gymnastics. So, like, what else can I do? And there really isn't any, like, I, prove me wrong, Richmond, but I haven't seen any, adult gymnastics course. It's like all for kids, which is fine. But I don't know, like I just want to see, what I could do. And I have the opportunity to have, beginner gains, as they say. Like I can still do something. But I realized that, I could just start learning these like calisthenics. Instagram reels I always see of like the ladies doing the flips and the back and the crazy yoga positions and stuff that look insane. I could just start learning how to do those things, and I think that will scratch the itch I've had with that whole childhood realization. So I was like, okay, well, let me learn how to do a headstand by Thanksgiving. And I did. And I just did one at the Y yesterday when I was working out. I can do them now, like pretty much at will, as long as I have a yoga mat on the floor. I can just do a headstand now, which is great. That's exactly what I wanted. So I'm proud of myself for that. My favorite activity, my active activity for myself this year. Okay, so what was my favorite new show? New show to me. At least I don't even know. Maybe it came out this year. I think it's taken the world by storm or whatever. But it's an anime. Okay, so shush. But it's so good. If you don't watch anime, you should watch this show. It's called Apothecary Diaries, and it's about this girl, Mao Mao. Mao Mao is an apothecary. So she's your science girly from back in the day, which I love. And she is in like, oh gosh, like Imperial China, pretty much. I don't think they say exactly. I think it's just like an amalgamation of different like imperial city type things back in the day. Maybe I missed they said exactly, but historical drama essentially is what this is. You have you have women of like who are concubines and they're trying to find the emperor's favor, and you have little Mao Mao who's like trying to prevent these like royal ladies from being poisoned and stuff, and it's like so good and it's funny and there's a romance blooming and it's just hilarious and it's just so good. And I binge watched it, and I am not one to binge watch anything. I really don't like sitting and watching TV for like a long time. Like it makes me feel like I'm wasting away. But I did not feel like I was wasting away watching this show for 8 hours straight. It was so good. It was so good. So, highly recommend Apothecary Diaries. I forgot to tell you my favorite movie was Superman. That's all that needs to be said. Books, y'all. I've been keeping a secret from you. There's a secret about books and me for this whole half of the year. Hello, light. This whole half of the year, I've been keeping a secret about books. Books and video games, actually. There's a secret I've been keeping about books and video games, and I've been trying so hard, but it's going to take me longer to do this. So what's happened is this summer I finished Baldur's Gate 3 for the first time. And it took me 100 hours. 100 hours. 100 hours to finish this video game. And I'm somewhat of a completionist, somewhat of a let me search every little satchel for little ingredients that I might want. And that's what it's done. It took me 100 hours to finish the game. So I never, to complete one game in 100 hours just threw me for a loop. And so I said, okay, well, I need to challenge myself. So I was like, this was the year of the challenges, I guess. So challenged myself to learn how to do a headstand. Now I'm challenging myself to read for 100 hours. Let me tell y'all, I'm halfway there. I'm halfway there, and the stipulation is I can't play any more video games until I read for 100 hours. Ooh! And I'm halfway there. And it's been since, I think I started this in August. I should have written down the date. Well, I know what day I finished. I can look back and see what day I finished Baldur's Gate 3. But, and I know the technical problem is, since the summertime, I haven't really had a weekend to just like block out of just how I would play video games all day. I haven't read all day. So I've just been reading when I can. But I've read a lot of books this half of the year. So which one has been my favorite so far? And I'll just go ahead and say Wuthering Heights. No, it did not come out this year. But I read it for the first time this year, so I'm going to count it. And, it took me a little bit to get into it because, it's an old book, but it really is like back in the day reality television. It's crazy. It's so much drama and rambunctious shenanigans, but it's like an old-timey book. And it's so funny to think about how this was reality television. This book was trash television for the yonder years, okay? And it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, wish me luck on finishing this challenge. I miss video games. I haven't even sat down to play Stardew Valley. Nothing. Maybe now is when I read The Wheel of Time. Maybe. Tell me. What can take me another 50 hours to read? And we'll see. But that's a whole video in itself. Reading for 100 hours. How many books in 100 hours? How long did it take me for all these books? I have it all written down so far. My favorite trip has to be the honeymoon, because I'm already thinking about another cruise. Oh my gosh. So half of the things I watch on YouTube is just watching people take the trips I'm planning, because I like to know all the secrets and all the secret things I can do and get my money's worth. So I watch a lot of vlogs about Virgin Voyages and stuff, and it's just so addicting. I don't know why. But it's so fun. It was so fun. I was in the high level suite. Very fun. Very nice. It was very like bougie, and you were like royalty on the ship or whatever. And I don't know. I've never really gotten that, the bougie level of anything. So I was like, I want the bougie level for the honeymoon, which is part of the reason why we did a cruise. We got lots of vegetarian food, lots of alcohol. I found out my favorite drink is a peach Bellini because all alcohol was included for that bougie level suite. And it was just fantastic. Yeah, I swam with the dolphin. Yeah. Which, because we were the mega rock star, they were able to like book that for us last minute. Wouldn't have happened any other way, I don't think. And it was my favorite excursion I've done, a snorkeling excursion. I had a literal moment where I was like, why don't I do this for a living? Why don't I take tourists into the sea and snorkel with them for a living? Bruh, why don't I do that for a living? I still think I want to do that for a living instead. Just, yeah, very tempting to like uproot my entire life and quit my job and go do tourist snorkeling for a living. Like, don't tempt me. And lastly, I'll just talk about what was my favorite couple activity. So this year for the fall, we made these pumpkin heads. Oh my gosh. These pumpkin heads took 3 weeks to make. And it also took, and you can watch the video, I made a video about it. But it took many an emergency Michael's trips. Okay. However, the end result was so fun. I will do it every year. I would. I'm thinking about it. It's just paper mache and a dream, pretty much. And it was just so fun. And I just want to paper mache more things now. But I don't own newspaper. So give me your old newspaper so I can paper mache more, please. But yeah. So that was just, I don't know, it's just my favorite little activity we've done together. Greg had a really great attitude about it. He was down to paint it, and he was there with me through the the stress of it when we weren't sure it was going the right way, because it was a trust the process kind of thing. But it was definitely a very fun activity with a very high reward at the end. The photo shoot was just so fun. Oh my gosh. It just all came through at the end. And it was just so rewarding after 3 weeks for it to actually like be a really, really cute photo shoot at the end. It was just, that was great. That was great. So highly recommend that. Actually was really, really fun. A lot of work, but it was really, really fun at the end. Yeah, those might be like my most, other than the wedding photos, the most Pinterest-able photos I've ever taken. So that was really fun. It was really fun. So, but that is my favorites, just a list of some favorite things, some stories of like the year 2025. It's almost over. That is crazy. But here's to 2026. I am going to try to get a little Plan 2026 with me video out before 2026, but it's gonna be crazy. It's coming up, that liminal space between Christmas and New Year's, and last minute traveling. So you know how it is. I'm gonna try my best, but we'll see. Hopefully you'll come back and watch, and you'll subscribe if you haven't subscribed, y'all. Please subscribe. That would be so nice. That would be a great Christmas gift for me. Thank you. Bye.